Hi. Hey, you have found your way to Janine and Amy's Travel TV Live, and we're super glad you're here. So it will be a while before we get to travel again, like we used to, but Amy and I are looking forward, which means that until we can explore in real life, we'll be exploring destinations around the world with our friends, including our friend Villi Goði from Iceland. So Billy's here and say hi. So before we start to talk, we really want to know, where do you want to go? So sky's the limit. Tell us where you'd want to go. Billy, where do you want to go if you have the chance?
Oh, like today in the way the world is right now? Are you asking, or just in general?
Just in general. Like as soon as you have a chance, as soon as things are open again, where would you want to go?
So I think we have unsolved business with a wedding that we were invited to. Friends of ours in Chicago, they invited us probably in August last year. They sent us, my wife and I, an email, a proper invitation card, even not even an email, just like a regular physical invitation to come to a wedding in Jamaica in April 2020. And that did not happen, as you can imagine. And I think that's, we when we got the invitation, we were like, oh no, we can't go. It's too much. And then we started seeing like, oh, business is going to be nice this year. 2020 is looking really good. Let's go to Jamaica.
But I will bet that a lot of people who just answered thought Iceland. Seriously, because Iceland is really on the top of a lot of people's heck yeah lists.
Absolutely.
And I read somewhere that 1/3 of visitors are from the United States. So it'd be interesting. So I've been feeling that a lot of people watching will want to know about your magical country, Billy. But before we start, I have to say hello to my wonderful co-host, Amy Kaufman-Rylahan. Hey, Amy.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Janine. How are you, my beautiful girl? And it's so nice to have you here. And I can't wait to hear about Iceland. I have clients that I sent there last year to Iceland for a couple of weeks. They had a glorious time. And I have not been, but I know Janine has been. So I'm super, super excited to hear about it. And let's take our drinks. And I know we're on a new day. We used to do it on Friday to end our week, but we decided that Thursday was probably going to be better for everybody because Friday nights, everybody's busy. So cheers to you. Thank you all so much. And if everybody would take a drink. Because it's almost the weekend, so it counts. And then also, hey, don't forget to put in the comments any questions, anything at all. If you've been there, we want to know if you've been to Iceland. We want to know about your experience. Ask us questions. Tell us where you want to go next and where you would like us to take you, because this is all part of the Janine and Amy travel experiences. So thank you so much for coming on board with us today.
Yeah. So let me ask, I have, like Amy said, I have been to Iceland, and that's me on a horse.
Okay, I see a picture now. I can't hear you though. Oh, that's a beautiful picture. That's on the black sand beach.
So
the sound is dropped out, but I see the picture.
Amy, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. I cannot hear Janine.
Can't hear Janine? Okay.
Probably.
There we go.
Can you hear me now?
But is that a picture you think that she took? I know where this is. It's a beautiful black sand lava beach. And I could see the horses. This was definitely the Icelandic horses. Because that's the only type of horse we have in Iceland. It's called the Icelandic horse, the breed.
Yeah.
So, basic. But
right.
Yeah, I was just talking about the horses you showed the picture of.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me now? I'm back.
Yeah.
Did you go riding?
Sorry, I don't know what that was about. Yes, so that was a picture of me on a horse with my daughter in the black sand beaches. And that is really one of the attractions, right? It's really unique and you really can't find it any other place. But the thing that I think people don't expect is there's a lot of beaches, but you don't go to the beach, right? It's too cold.
We don't go to the beach in the way that you would think when people say, "Hey, let's go to the beach." We, we don't take a blanket and sit down on the beach and do the typical beachy things. We go to the beach, but we go riding on the beach on horses or just walk around and. Yeah, as you can imagine, the ocean is very, very cold. It's the North Atlantic, so we don't go swimming much in it.
Yeah, I can't imagine you don't. Well, I'm going to show another picture of me, and this will be the last one of me. So, but reason I want to show it is because I am such a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I always have been since I was a kid, and anyone who is a fan of that trilogy, of the Hobbit, you will see Middle Earth in Iceland. It is absolutely magical. And just check out this picture. Look how cool that is.
I lost the sound.
Oh my God.
Yes. The Shire. Okay, this is I know where this is. This is top of the waterfall. I lost I got you again. I don't see Amy now.
You don't see.
But you can both hear me, right?
Okay, I can hear you. I think we're having some technology problems with the connection or something, but
recognize it.
That's okay. The show must go on, so let's keep going.
Absolutely.
So I had the chance to meet Villi last summer with my daughter when we went to Iceland, and he was nice enough to bring us around, and we stayed in his beautiful lodge. So let me ask you, everyone wants to go, and just let me point out that it's 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
Right now, right? Mm-hmm. You can see outside. I mean, look at that.
That's amazing.
It's pretty windy, as you can see. These are birch shrubs, the trees, and they're in full bloom. And the sun is just still shining, and it's going to be shining for a couple of hours more. It's going to be maybe dark it doesn't even get pitch black this time of year. It's just going to get a little bit grayish around midnight till maybe 1:30, and then after that it's going to start getting bright again.
Oh my golly,
so
really?
It's pretty. I mean, people who live here, they don't really get used to it even though you've seen this all your life.
So I did have trouble with the 24 hours of daylight.
Yeah.
So it is tough, and you really do have to prepare for it, because if you're not in a place that is really dark shades, plus you go from jet lag to being up all night. I didn't really struggle too much in Iceland because your lodge is beautiful. Like the little houses you have is very, very dark. But when I traveled to Finland, I had a terrible time, and I was at the Arctic Circle, and a little bit, I was not stable by the end because I hadn't slept in a long time, and it was pretty terrible. But so what would you recommend? When's a great time to visit Iceland? What would you suggest?
It all depends on what you want to do. If you want to come and see the Northern Lights, then of course you need to be here when it's dark enough. I mean, you can't see them in the summer. You cannot see them because it's like this all night long. And it starts in late August, between late August and the middle of April. That's when you can see the Northern Lights. So
I'm going to put a picture up from your lodge with the lights.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I took this picture probably last winter. Yeah. Just a few feet from here.
I mean, look how beautiful that is. And so it's really, there's no way to know when you'll see it. You really just have to take your chances and
that's true. It is a phenomenon. It's a natural phenomenon that just it does its thing when it feels like it, but you need to keep watching for cloud cover, and cloud cover is the number one thing, of course, and it needs to be preferably not a full moon even, because the moon takes a little bit of steals a little bit of the night sky. So there are all kinds of factors, and then of course you just gotta get a little bit lucky.
Yeah.
You know, and we are out here, and light pollution is, of course, a huge thing. So that's also why this is a prime location for watching the Northern Lights, because there's no light pollution around. There's no cities or towns or anything. There's an hour drive to the next small town, and so we are out here in the dark, just having it as cozy as possible, and when we have people here staying in the houses outside, we wake them up in the night if they want to see the Northern Lights, and my wife would be, maybe preparing breakfast for the day after or something until 2 in the morning or something.
Oh.
And I would be sleeping, and then if she goes and checks the lights every 10 minutes or so, every 10-20 minutes, and if she sees something, we go outside here and knock on the doors and drag the people out of their beds, and they come here, wrap themselves in the sheets and whatever, or some funny clothes that they just throw on, and then they stand outside here on the porch and look up in the sky, and some people just start crying,
Oh.
And it's not because they're miserable.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, because it's so beautiful.
And we have hot chocolate and stuff, and just, go crazy.
Yeah. But you can't really, so if you visit during the time of year in the winter when you might be able to see it, you should not expect to see it.
No, and that's, never expect it. It's always just a bonus. There are so many other amazing things you can do here. Even in the winter, we can go do some winter activities and go into natural ice caves. And that's an amazing thing you can only do in the winter. And that's something that you could always plan for a great time in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
But the Northern Lights, if you come here just to expect the Northern Lights, you're going to be disappointed, because it might not happen. But then again, it might come like 3-4 nights in a row, and you just get an overdose of the Northern Lights.
Oh, wow.
I can't even imagine that's a thing.
But then of course we have the midnight sun in the summer. So it's just the contrasts are so intense here that if whatever you want to do, you will never exactly experience what you expect. It's always something. My experience when I plan trips is that the most surprising things and small things, even, they are the ones that are the most memorable on the journey. Some moment where we just stop on the side of the road because there's a double rainbow there, and something crazy, the light is just too much, and people just stop, and we stay there for 10 minutes, and that's what people remember the most. Not necessarily even the activities or the regular places. It's just these little surprise moments that you can expect here.
So that would be a good idea to. A lot of people go on organized tours, and that's in whatever floats your boat. But having the flexibility to go and just stop and explore really makes a big difference, right? Yeah. Because some of those spots get so crowded.
And not anymore.
Right.
And that's why Icelanders, when we travel, plan trips for people, we also include that what you're saying. We love to make sure that there is time to breathe. You can always do all kinds of activities and stuff, but then you always need to have these little moments and time to stop and wait, do nothing.
Right. What are some of the favorite activities? If you had people come to stay with you, what would you suggest that they do?
Just close by where we are there are a few glaciers just an hour's drive from here, less than 45 minutes from here. We could be standing on the edge of a glacier, the second largest glacier.
Okay, I lied about adding another picture.
There you go. Yeah, like that.
Oh,
and that's exactly the glacier I'm talking about. And this was in July, right?
Yes, that was in July.
That's what the snow looks like then on the glacier. But later in the summer, it's going to melt away, and you're just going to see the ice. And that's actually a very dangerous time to go. That's good to have the snow there to cover the crevices and stuff. You're probably standing on a crevice right there, but you don't know about it.
Oh, wow.
No. We do. It's really fun to go on the glaciers. They are just such a different world. As you were saying, like experiencing being in a Lord of the Rings set or something. We have these places where you can just feel like you are on another planet, and that's something I never get tired of. Even though I've been there hundreds of times in all these places, you can hear I'm rambling on, about this, and that's because I really understand and I love this. I love this.
Yeah, I bet. So then we also have to talk about Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up, Janine. That was next on my list.
So I'm adding a picture. I am not in this picture, although I do have a picture of me here because this is a well-known scene from Game of Thrones, right?
Arrowhead Mountain, as it's called in the. I lost your sound. Okay, I got you back. Yeah.
You should. Yeah. That's funny. I'm not sure why that's happening because you shouldn't lose our sound. So I'm gonna have to do some investigating after we finish the show. No worries. But either way, so that is a famous scene from Game of Thrones. But so they filmed quite a few scenes in Iceland, right? So it's certainly generated some interest.
They did come from season 1. They started coming. They've been coming here for all the seasons, and I know people who have been working on all the seasons, and lots of crew, lots of jobs for a lot of people, and we have had a lot of experience with Hollywood productions coming here for many years, and so there's a lot of able professionals in that field that have been, doing work with these guys. But yeah, Game of Thrones has definitely generated a lot of interest, and it's like anywhere else where it was shot, of course. But here, absolutely. People are systematically going on Game of Thrones location tours.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it is. It is. I mean, it looks exactly like it does. That's what's so cool about it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's true, and people are never, I've never met anyone who has come here and said anything in the regards of I should have done something else.
Right. I know, truly. So if someone was planning a trip, how far in advance do you think they should plan? I know normally it gets very, very busy.
Yeah, the way things are right now, if you are in the position to travel, leave your country, then do so now, please. Come, join us. We have food.
Yeah.
No,
and booze, be food and liquor. Come out.
But in the way it has been, it was such a big boom in the travel business here for the last 10 years, and just in the last six years, it's been growing 20% every year. Wow. So now last year, I think we had about 2.2 million travelers. Well, the year 2018, I think it was. And that's huge for a tiny island with only 350,000 people. Yes, I know. It's like a street in New York.
Right.
But so that's been a huge influx in the economy, and we've been very grateful with that. But there's also been complications with, how many people do we really need to, because there's, as you were saying, there's sometimes it gets crowded with these all these buses and all that stuff, and that kind of takes away the magic a little bit. And I agree with that, of course. So now, the way things are now, it's surreal. It's almost like being in a you wake up in a twilight zone, and nobody's there. You're just like, where's everybody?
Right. I know, it's true. Some of the places we went were so crowded. So I'm going to throw another picture in.
Throw it.
So what's the name of that waterfall?
Seljalandsfoss.
Yes. So it's gorgeous, and you can walk behind it, and it's magical. It really is, but it was packed with people. So really trying to have kind of like experience it and feel the energy coming from it, but you and 1,000 of your other friends.
I'll tell you about this experience. You're having this crowd. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
But otherwise I forget. But the thing is that we have planned sometimes trips for people who want to have like really genuinely try to get the most kind of seclusive experience.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you come in the summer, if you come in June, July, we just turn the day around. We just go there at 3 a.m. and there's maybe 2 people there, and you have the daylight. So they call it like some, white knight traveling. But don't tell anybody; it's a secret.
Right. That's a great idea. I mean, you really have 24 hours that you could go. Do stuff. So so if you're there in the winter, because it is dark, what do people do? Like, what would a winter trip look like?
Yeah, we would have to. We always need to chase the light. That's we are chasing the light. In December, when we have the shortest day, it's about 4.5 hours of twilight.
Oh my God!
The horizon is here. The sun just goes up above the horizon, moves a little bit, and then goes down in almost the same place. That's crazy. That's the opposite of what's happening now. But so we have to chase the daylight. We start when it's dark, around maybe 8 in the morning, and it starts getting light around 11. So we just drive in the dark to get to a location, and we see the sun come up and hopefully get a nice 4 or 5 hours of daylight, do something, and then we drive back in the dark. So you can do, I mean, as I said, the natural ice cave visits, that's something we do all winter long. And it's okay if it gets dark when you're there, because you're just in the cave and you have the lights and the blue glow from the ice and all that crazy stuff.
How cold is it?
Yeah, that was my next question too.
It never, like, it's colder in New York at the same time. It really is. On the East Coast, we don't have, there's no humidity here. It's very dry. So even though it's cold and of course windy and you can get rain and sleet and all kinds of crappy weather, but that also, for many people, part of the experience. Come here in January, get the winter storm in your face and just like scream into the wind. I mean, are you kidding me? It's awesome.
Like Vikings!
Thor! Where are you?
That's right.
That's awesome.
That's, it's all about attitude,
It is all about attitude. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
you embrace the environment. That's the joy of travel. And then when you travel anywhere in the world,
so where did Amy go?
Embrace it. Oh, you can't hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. You can't hear me. It's okay. It's all right.
Where's Amy?
This is our first international show, so
we've had the little hitches here and there.
Right?
No worries.
That's okay.
So, and of course, the Viking history and heritage is throughout the country. So someone is interested in that, because I have to be honest, I love the show Vikings, right? Which I know is fictional and blah, blah, blah. But if you wanted to explore, what would be a way to do that? What would be a good way to do that?
I haven't started watching the show Vikings, actually. I need to do that. I really am interested. And I started watching Game of Thrones probably in the 3rd series, because I just kind of, sure, but I never had time to watch. I was always working. I was doing stuff. But then people were always asking me about locations for the Game of Thrones, where was this shot and that shot, and I just like, I gotta start watching this thing. So my wife and I, we started watching, and of course, like everybody else, we got hooked. And it's fun to know, and you see these places that you know very well and see how they've been using them differently and changing a little bit, and it's still. They went all around Iceland, so you can drive around the whole island and go to different Game of Thrones locations all the time.
So here's another spot too.
Oh,
and just that's the Black Sand Beach. That's just on the other side of the mountain where you were horseback riding.
Yeah, yes.
Basalt lava columns,
and that was featured in Game of Thrones. And we did go there, but again, it was packed with people. Absolutely packed. The first day we tried to drive down and go, we turned around because so we drove, and there's not a lot of people. I mean, in between places it's pretty quiet, but I had the GPS on, and when there's a traffic jam and it looks red,
Yeah.
It was red for a long time. And I'm like, how is it? It's because it was so crowded and the cars were parked all the way down. So it showed a traffic jam like in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So maybe
like
going on the shoulder season is a good idea, like May or June, September, October, right? If you can.
Yeah, September, October is a beautiful time. It's when everything is, the fall is coming, all the beautiful colors, the purple and the yellow and the red, and you can go pick blueberries if you want. And it's also the time, so it's kind of where you start seeing the northern lights properly in September. So you can get good days. You can get a kind of a mix of summer and winter during September. So, but October, then it starts getting much colder immediately in October, November. But September is kind of, that's a good thing to mix together. Long day tours and summer feel and also the northern lights.
That's nice. Well, I wanted to show some pictures of your place too, because if you did decide to go in the fall, it's so super cozy and nice. It would be a great place to go. So we did see a picture of the outside, but this is, so the little, again, I know I sound obsessed with hobbits, but they are like little hobbit houses and they are adorable and they're so cute and comfortable and warm and you're in there and I don't know, I just really loved it. And I just feel like we were there in the summer, but it was still cold. And it was really a nice,
we have
to stay.
We have all the rooms as you saw there. There we have like a heaters and all the radiators in all the houses, all the rooms, and you can open a window if it gets too hot, and you don't have to worry about keeping. We do that in Iceland. We open the window if it's too hot. We don't worry about any critters coming in or anything because there are no poisonous insects in Iceland. You can just that's our living room. Just next room here with me.
Yeah,
that's
beautiful meals and like really nice traditional Icelandic stuff, and then just other good stuff.
Yeah, we love to cook. Both my wife and I, and if people want to join in, they can. And we use local produce from the area. We go and pick up stuff from farmers. There's a greenhouse farmer here not far from here. It even grows strawberries sometimes. We get salads and herbs from him, and it's nice to be in contact with the people in the area. There's a lot of new generation farmers who are doing all kinds of new stuff based on the old traditions. But somebody's growing fresh chili in their greenhouse and making this hot sauce, just on the side, as well as crafting some beers and then having a regular, being a regular sheep farmer also.
So the greenhouse. So just to talk for a second about the greenhouse, because they use the heat from the underground geothermal blah 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 from the volcanoes, right, to heat it up.
So basically, that's how we heat up most of our houses in Iceland. All the houses in Reykjavik, for example, and that's why we have so many beautiful spas also. Because hot. Yeah, I took this picture today. This one.
Sheep.
Oh wow!
This picture I took today on the road. We were driving towards that small volcano, which is right on the right side there, and just beside that volcano, there's a little pool full of. You saw the picture I sent you. It's geothermal activity because the volcanoes, they heat up, and this is another pool, which is using the same kind of natural technology. So the volcanoes are basically boiling the water underground, and we are tapping into the underground water that's just being superheated by the volcanoes, and then we can use the steam sometimes from this. We drill down and we use the steam to spin turbines to create electricity. This is basically the same thing that a nuclear reactor does, but in this case, the volcanoes are doing all the hard work. We just tap into. It's a privilege to be able to use this kind of the nature in this way, to utilize these forces. That is not something that you can just find anywhere, because we have this combination of glaciers and volcanoes. Glaciers produce water, volcanoes heat them up on the way.
Right.
The waters.
That's amazing.
Crazy, I know.
And it's really sustainable too. Like this, environmentalism is very important in Iceland, right? And they use what they have. And there's actually, everyone's been talking about that new show, the Zac Efron show. Have you seen it yet? Billy, it's in Iceland, so check it out. Yeah, but we haven't watched Vikings yet, so you're not going to watch that.
Yeah, no, but his first
I'm going to
episode
watch
is all
Vikings.
about Iceland.
I'm really curious to see that because I had a debate with a guy once who was telling me that I was telling him the history of these guys and these guys, and then he was correcting me. I said, "But no, on the show they did like this." But yeah, but I read the book that was written, the Viking sagas.
Yeah. So it's like that's a fictional show, and
yeah,
I was a little. I wouldn't say I was pissed, but I was a little bit like, really, you're correcting me on the Viking stuff,
right,
and you're using your show.
yeah,
That maybe deterred me from watching it for a while because of that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's
I don't
just.
blame you.
So we're getting to the end of the show, but I want to show this one picture only because I feel like it represents. It seems like there are magical caves everywhere, and this is. My daughter and I were driving down the road, and I saw this, and you can see this little path, and we totally climbed up into it.
You should, as you should.
It was so cool, and we had to slide down our rear ends to get back down because it's much.
No, that's perfect.
There's stuff like that everywhere.
There are hundreds of little places like this, and so when you plan a trip to Iceland, you get the basic things, all these great places, locations, but then there are hundreds of little secret places like this which we don't even discuss because so if you want to come here for some time to see something, 10 days you would never get bored. In 10 days you could drive around the whole island and see so many different things, but then you can come back and do a whole different layer of experience like this. Let's go to the little crazy weird places that nobody goes to. That's what Icelanders do. That's what we do. We and that's what's happening right now in the summer. People are going into all these pools and all these spas and all these little pools around Iceland and on the roads. I mean, Icelanders have never traveled as much on the. When we were driving today, I saw so many camper vans just cruising around. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny, and it's good because many Icelanders have forgotten how to, because they've been so busy traveling abroad that they kind of are rediscovering the country.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. And a lot of people are in the tourism industry too. So I bet during the summertime, it's just work, work, work. Everybody's kind of doing what they need to do while there's a lot of people there. So I want to do one more picture from your place because I just thought it was really fun. And that's you playing the guitar, I think. And
wow.
I think you told me that if you only have one party at a time at your place, right? So people can come with their family, like a big group, and stay and have the whole place to themselves.
Yeah, we don't mix together. It's too small, kind of intimate. That would be weird, it's a very intimate place and small and all that. So it's more for private groups and families, and that works out beautifully. We love to share this experience, share this place with people who want to try something different.
Yeah, that's great. And it really is wonderful. And I would highly recommend it. So we are going to wrap up, but we just want to let everyone know that we do a freebie for you. It is the 11 most frequently asked questions about Iceland. So if you want that along with our travel bundle, which includes a safe travel guide, our 6-month checklist, and a packing list, which is get you ready and get you on the road, just type Iceland below. If you're watching this on the replay or from someplace else besides our Facebook page, I will put the link in and you can get it right away. So do that. And in the meantime, look at that amazing view.
At 11 o'clock at night.
11 o'clock at night. So Villi, where can people find you if they want to connect with you on Facebook?
Yeah, okay. If you want to get we have
a
Facebook site called Iceland Exclusive Travels. And you can also just send me, people can just send me a private message on my own personal Facebook. That's that's how we've been doing most of our business anyway.
Yeah.
It's word of mouth. That's the biggest marketing thing that we have had in our business. So yeah, just type my name, Villi Godi. That's you know, that's the I'm probably the only one there with that name. So you can put it on the. You can just click on the link. You see my name there in your. I think in your on the website there.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, and we'll share it too. We'll
yeah.
share it too.
But please, just be in touch, and if you want any advice or whatever, and planning ahead these days, usually you would have to probably plan a year ahead would be good in order to get the hotels and the places you want. But now these days, just whenever,
Yeah.
And
as soon as you let us come back into the country.
yeah. I mean, please, yeah, that would be nice.
It'll be soon. It will be soon.
It will be.
Yeah. So thank you so much for coming, and thank you all for coming and meeting us and talking about Iceland. And next week we head to Israel with Judy Isaacson for bedtime stories from Israel, because it will be 1 a.m. when Judy comes on. So we're super excited about that. So thanks for stopping by Janine and Amy's Travel TV Live. We can't wait to get back out into the world. We know brighter days are ahead on the horizon. So keep dreaming about travel and finding joy close to home. So thanks, everybody. See you next week.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.